Hi, come on in. Thank you for joining myself. I'm Nicole and my wonderful friends over at Northgate. We are super excited for the big game on Sunday. So yay, go LA, go LA. I won't say more, but before we even start, please preheat your oven to 375 degrees because we're about to make a baked avocado and artichoke dip. So let's jump right in. Get your, I'm already preheating my oven, but go ahead and preheat your oven now, and then we'll start making our dip.
Awesome, Nicole.
Thank you, Tere. Okay, so you need to start with a big mixing bowl, and the key to really getting everything mixed is to start with a room temperature cream cheese, and you know it's room temp when you can press right into it and it leaves a mark in. And usually I leave it out on the counter a few hours just to get it there. Okay. So we're just going to start by adding our cream cheese in. If I could get this package open. That's easy. Cream cheese. And then I have a half a cup of sour cream. And I went ahead and pre-measured everything for us ahead of time. Sour cream and mayo. A half a cup of mayo. I know it's all of the yummy stuff, right? All the creamy stuff in this dip. And I first like to make sure I combine these three ingredients before I add anything else in, just so that the base of the dip is really well combined and you don't have like big chunks of cream cheese. And the mayonnaise and the sour cream are evenly incorporated. And the best way to do that is to just get a big spoon or even a fork and use the back of the spoon to smash it in. So that'll really break up the cream cheese and let you mix in the sour cream and the mayo. All right. See, I could still see little tiny clumps of cream cheese. I just want to try to get out as many as possible until it looks as smooth as possible. You know, smooth it all down like LA's gonna do. Smash it all down like LA's gonna do this weekend.
Listen to her. She's all cheering for those Rams.
That's right. I'm so excited about the game. Like, plus it's in LA and I'm all about LA. And the halftime show is going to be really good and fun. It's going to be a good show. Okay. Next, I have a half a teaspoon of salt, a half a teaspoon of black pepper, and a half a teaspoon of chili flakes. And I'm going to go ahead and season this mixture. Mix that in. And then we're going to add in some minced garlic, because the minced garlic is going to make it taste really good. Who are you voting? Who are you rooting for, Tere? That's what I want to know.
So I'm not a big football fan.
You're not.
I actually just watch the game and just like enjoy it. So I don't know. I think I have to do the Rams because I'm from LA.
Yeah, of course.
But I'm not a big football fan. Ask me about baseball. Ask me about soccer.
All right. Well, I'm with you. I'm more of a baseball fan too, but For some reason this year, I'm really excited about it. Aside from the commercials, they're always so great. The commercials are so great. But come on, it's about the food, about the food. So let's get back to our dip. We got our garlic in there, and now we're gonna take it up a notch. And I minced all of these pickled jalapeños to give it a little kick. We're gonna add in the pickled jalapeños, and only 1/4 of a cup, which that little 1/4 of a cup makes all the difference in the world. And this dip and those pickled jalapeños are gonna yum. It's a nice contribution to this dip. Okay. Now for the artichokes, I went ahead, they were big pieces. I minced them down into little pieces, you could see, but they're also there with the flavoring of the jalapeños. So add in your artichokes. And then we're also gonna add in 3/4 of a cup of grated Parmesan cheese. And I got that in the cheese section at Northgate, where they have all of the cheese. It's not in the container. It comes in a plastic. Let me show you what it looks like. It's this one. So it's the grated cheese is a little bit bigger. It's more on the shredded side. Yeah. But we like those chunks of cheese. And Parmesan cheese is also a great way to salt the food without over salting. Okay. So it's starting to look really good. Now for the key player, let's bring out our quarterback here. And we're gonna add in avocado. And let me teach you a little trick that I've always used when I go to the market. I take this little part of the stem off of the top, and if the inside of the avocado is green the way it is here, that's a perfectly ripe avocado. If you pull the stem off and it's like a little brownish, that's not a good avocado. So, but for the most part, the avocados from Northgate are my favorite. Look at that. Yum. Okay, perfect, always. And then just take a knife, and be careful when you're doing this not to push the knife through the skin. And we're gonna keep the skins if we can, but I like to dice the avocado in the skin because it makes it easier to cut. And you could just go ahead and make some cubes in there. Yeah, and I'm gonna reiterate to be very careful, because I think avocado cuts is one of the biggest emergencies at the hospital. Like, people come in with their hand cut from cutting avocado or from cutting bagels. Just gonna continue to do that. And for this, to take out the bone, I'm just gonna smack my knife right in there and then twist. You're like, now what are you gonna do? Because your knife has a bone there, but that came off easily. And again, be careful. I'm gonna use 2 whole avocados in this dip. And this is gonna bake right in the dip. It's so good. It's so good. I'm not just saying that. It's perfect for game day or for movie night. It's a yummy little dip to have on hand at home or in a pinch. And a lot of these things you have at home and can easily whip this up on a Friday night. Okay. Hopefully your oven is almost preheated to the time needed. I mean, to the temperature needed. I've looked at the time to make sure we were okay still. Okay. And that came together. I mean, we're almost done. We're almost ready to put this in the oven. Yeah. What's your game day snack that you always go for, Tere? Like, what's the one that you hope is on the table when you get to wherever you're watching the game?
Alcohol.
Oh my God. Of course there's gonna be booze at the game.
Honestly, that's what I look for.
You're right. I like to make special drinks for the game for my family. You know, even if it means we'll do meat cheese, but we'll also do like a watermelon or some sort of berry that's soaked in tequila or vodka, and then we make drinks out of that and use it as, I guess, like as not as a filler, but as our sweetener. It's so good. Okay, so I've used 2 avocados in here, and you could see I mixed in all the chunks. So this is a pretty nice, hefty, delicious tasting mixture already, all on its own. It's nicely seasoned. So now I'm just going to take a baking dish. And, you know, I think this is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, like probably 9 by 5. So it's a littler baking dish, but it's perfect for something like this because this dip is very rich. Very rich and super delicious. Okay. And then once you get it all into the little baking dish, just take the back of your spoon and smooth it so that it's flat. I mean, you could leave it with some ridges in it, but then that means somebody will get a bigger portion. And what if that's not you? So make sure you do that.
Please leave your message.
Oh, what? And then I'm gonna just put a little bit of chili powder.
What?
What did you say, Tere?
No, nothing. Sorry.
Oh, that's okay. I'm gonna put a little bit of chili powder right to the top. I'm just gonna sprinkle it to give it a little bit more oomph, even though we have those jalapeños in there. Just super nice. Okay. And then I'm gonna take a 1/2 cup of cheddar cheese, and I'm just gonna use a portion of it and put it all the way on the top here. Save like a pinch full so that we could put that as the finishing touch, but the cheddar cheese adds such a nice color. And then I'm gonna take you could either use pepper jack cheese or you could use Oaxaca cheese, and the same. I'm just gonna add some over the top. This gives it a nice crust because we need more cheese always. And then I'm gonna take another avocado. Let me just pull that stem off of there. Okay. And again, I'm going to cut slices in my shell And this time, instead of scooping them out, I'm gonna pull the shell away and take it off that way so that I could have pretty slices. You see that? Yay. And then just, you could fan it out however you want. If you're the #1 fan in the house, make your fan really big. We just want to let people know we definitely have avocado in here. Okay. Now I'm going to add the rest of my cheese, because while the avocado will bake, it'll brown a little bit. So it's okay if the cheese melts on top of it. You'll be able to see it still. And the rest of this cheese. Okay. Yay. All right, I'm going to pop this in the oven, and then we are going to make ceviche. So if you're cooking along with me, go ahead and wash your hands. Okay, let me wash my hands really quick. Don't forget to put your timer on for 35 minutes. Or until it's golden brown, I should say, but I like to put it in for 35 minutes, or because everything's cooked, you could also just put it under the broiler and let it get toasty if you have a time constraint. But if not, just go ahead and put it in the regular ovens, and cheers. Okay, so let's start with our ceviche. And by the way, I am Nicole, and you can find me at Presley's Pantry. I just put that sign up, so I thought I'd say that. Okay. So for this, for our next dish, we are going to make an avocado heart of palm ceviche. And this is a plant-based ceviche. And really, you could use fish for this same recipe. We're just substituting it with hearts of palm, but it's so good, and I'm going to show you how I do mine. So for me, it's all about making the sauce first. And what I do is I like to start by juicing limes, and I take about 5 fresh limes, and I've already cut them all so that I could juice them easily. So here we go. I say that as I'm gonna like struggle a little bit, but here we go. These citrus press really help. They make life so much easier when you're doing this. And I'm just gonna do 5, so 10 pieces. We're on number 3 already. And the limes right now at Northgate are so juicy and perfect, I should say. I mean, that's 2 limes, and look at how much it already juiced. I use them for everything, like making tea, making hot toddies, especially during the winter, or ginger tea, or even limeade. Okay. So once you have all of your limes in there, we are going to add in some olive oil. I'm almost done. Perfect. Okay. And I'm going to keep that extra lime for my michi I'm making. So now I'm going to add in 1/4 of a cup of olive oil. Just helps build my base really well. And also 1/4 of a cup of orange juice. Like, I love that. I love that ceviche has that little spark of orange juice in it, or some sort of sweet citrus. It makes all the difference in the world. And I like to build all my juices first. That way it's easier for the tomatoes and everything to soak properly. Okay. And I'm gonna use Pico Pica. I know a lot of people, you could also use Tapatio or any of Valentina, any of your favorite hot sauces. We love Pico Pica in my house. We seriously love it. Okay, so 1 tablespoon of Pico Pica. And now it looks so crazy. And then this is 1 jalapeno minced, and I cut it really small so that it helps flavor. And let me see. Now we're gonna get into all of the spices. So let me see. For the salt, we are going to use 1/2 tablespoon and 1 teaspoon. So 1/2 tablespoon and 1 teaspoon. Added the salt. And then I am going to add in 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder. I have these insane industrial size garlic powder. So 1/2 teaspoon of that. And then chili flakes. I love to use chili flakes. I don't know how popular that is, but I use them all the time. Okay, just put them in my hand. And I'd say that this is about 1/2 teaspoon. So, I mean, I could measure it out, but that's what it is. And some black pepper. Let's see, I have 1/4 of a teaspoon of black pepper. Just keep that going there. And oregano. I'm also going to use 1/4 of a teaspoon of oregano. And look at how I have it. Look how I have my oregano, like in a little Ziploc. But that's how I keep it in my house.
It stays fresh.
Yeah, it stays fresh, and I can keep it in the bag. All right. And so what I do is I pull about 1/4 of a teaspoon of oregano, and then I further crush it in my fingers to really grind it up. Yeah. I mean, this is the way my grandpa used to keep all his hierbas in a little Ziploc or in a bag in the cupboard. So I guess I haven't evolved yet. What about you, Tere? You have a bunch of
I have some in Ziplocs too, don't worry. So we haven't evolved together.
right? We will eventually. We'll get them in like little jars or something. Okay, so now I'm just gonna go ahead and whisk all of these things together to make my sauce. So what's your drink of choice, Tere, for the sports viewing?
I don't know. I'm thinking this year, maybe making a mezcalita. I want to try some mezcal.
That's nice. Okay, let me.
What about you?
I like tequila. I'm a tequila girl.
Me too.
So I'll probably have tequila shots, or I'll have it with, like I said, with the fruit, or I'll have this spicy lime avocado michi that I'm gonna show you all how to make today, which has tequila in it. You know, just so that we could choose different drinks throughout the game. Okay, so go ahead and taste your saute in your hand so that you could see if it's okay. It's so good. It's perfect. Okay. So next, I'm gonna add in, this is 2 chopped tomatoes, and I like to put the tomatoes in first so that they could grab the majority of the flavor. Let me just mix those in. That little bit of diced jalapeno in there really makes such a nice difference to this ceviche. And then I have about a cup of finely diced cucumber. So good. I'm excited to eat this right now. As soon as I'm done with this class, this ceviche will be mine. Okay, and then I'm gonna use chopped red onion, and this is 1 small red onion. If you like a lot of onion, go ahead and use a large one, but I wrote a half of onion on the recipe, but I ended up using a little bit more just because I like red onion. Okay. And then we're gonna use about 1/4 of a cup of cilantro, and I just like to get the cilantro and pull it off of the stem. Sometimes if the stem goes in, that's fine, but I have my mom here most of the time helping me with this. Like, Mom, can you please take all of the leaves off of the stem? And then recently I saw on like a YouTube video, somebody sticking the stem of the cilantro through a cheese grater, and
wow,
the leaf would come right off. Have you seen that, Tere?
No, I haven't.
But usually I'm the one here, you know, going through it. And I know a lot of people will just chop with the stem on. I'm not crazy about that. So just add in your cilantro. We're almost done with this. Unless you like a lot of cilantro, you know, go ahead and add to your liking, but my husband loves cilantro. Like he'll eat more on the side. Like he'll just get his own on the side and eat more of it. On everything. Okay. Then mix in the cilantro. And then I'm gonna mix in, and I kept some of my hearts of palm whole so that I could show you how I cut them. Let me grab it for you. I already cut most of them, but I left some long so that you could see. And I just take one piece and I cut it down the middle. So that way you're not chopping and chopping, and then into thirds. And just depending on how big you like your pieces of hearts of palm, then you can chop accordingly. It's como queso, like really, really easy, super smooth, easy to do. I usually make this recipe with cauliflower, and when I make it with the cauliflower, it takes a really long time to break up the cauliflower head. So this is a faster way of doing it. See that it chopped up in minutes. You could just, this one I cut a little bit bigger because it wasn't as thick. Then we're gonna just add in all of this hearts of palm into our mixture. Bringing that back. Go on in. I have all like a million dishes going here. Mix in the hearts of palm, and oh, it's starting to look pretty. But you know what what's missing? Que falta más? Aguacate.
Wow.
All day long. And then once we get that in, it's going to be perfect. Okay. Yum. This looks so good.
Yes, it does, Nicole.
I could use more. I could use more onion. I see that it's okay to add more onion. And you can, like I said, whatever you like the best, you can add more of that to your base. Okay, so now let me grab my avocados. And I'm going to use 2 avocados in this. And again, I'm going to go ahead and look at these perfect avocados that are like
Beautiful.
I know, and they're on sale right now too at Northgate, which is great for game day for people who want to use avocados in their drinks and appetizers and make guacamole and blah blah. Like they're just so many and always perfect. Okay. You want to mix this, Max? No. My son's in here watching, being a little metiche. So I'm like, you want to get in here and mix this for me? So no.
He probably wants to eat it.
I'll mix it.
Okay, you want to mix while I add that in? Go ahead. Be careful though.
Hold that.
He's a Rams fan, right?
Yeah.
Go Rams all day, yes, sir.
Okay, let me see.
Bengals losing.
Oh boy. I told you he's a Rams fan today.
We have a couple of those in the class today. I could see them putting it on the chat, so don't worry, he's
really?
not the only one.
Right? Oh, I'm sure. People are so excited. Well, thank you for joining us. I hope that you'll definitely be making this for the big game on Sunday. Perfect avocados. How happy do you get when you get the perfect avocado?
Very
'Cause
happy.
It is a serious bummer when you open your avocados and they're not perfect. For me, at least. It's
Yeah,
the little things. Okay, almost done with this ceviche. And like I said, it's really about the sauce ahead of time. Just that combination of citrus and orange juice and olive oil and chile, salt, pepper, garlic powder, oregano. Those key ingredients really make ceviche shine, whether you're using it for vegetarian, vegan, with fish, however you want. That's all you really need, and then you can take it from there however you want to make it. But this one just looks so good.
it does, Nicole.
Okay, let me get my my raw plate over here. Then just take like a big serving plate, and you can serve half of or a portion of your ceviche, and then keep the rest in the fridge to chill. Yep. Okay. Do you want to put this away for me? Thank you. And then these are my favorite chips to eat with it. As you can tell, oh, I'm not showing you. Hold on. As you could tell, I've been eating them already, but these are my favorite chips. Chips caseros from Northgate to eat with this. I mean, I don't know, which chips do you like to eat from Northgate, Tere, for ceviche?
I like the caseros, or I like the tostadas,
Oh, yeah.
cevicheras.
Right. Oh, they're all good. There's also one that are they the totopos that says like Rancho Gonzalez on it?
Yes.
Yeah, those are really good too. So then just put out your chips. I have to try this, and then we're gonna make it a drink. So let me try.
Really good.
So good. Okay. Let's make a drink. So this is a michi that we make in my house. Look at the ice. I like to use a big old crazy cup, but pull all my ingredients over here to show you how I make it fast. Nothing crazy. That wasn't me. Like I swear it wasn't. Okay. I'm gonna use some tequila as well. Just gonna pull this over here. Start my base. I swear that is my handy dandy cameraman getting me ice and it's like dropping the ice tray. Okay. So we're gonna start by squeezing in some lime. And I said 3 tablespoons, but basically a half a lime. Half a lime. If it's a big one, like these. And then I'm gonna use just 1/8 of a cup, which measures out to 2 tablespoons of tequila, just to give it a little extra oomph.
No wonder you like this michelada.
Right? And it's a spicy one. You're like, oh, okay, this explains it. Now I'm gonna add ice in, so that way my little vegetales that I'm gonna use are gonna stay on the top. So let's put in
The garnish.
my garnish on the side. So let's move it this way. And add in some cucumber and a little bit of chopped jalapeno as well. Not too much, but I keep some on the side. And avocado. So
Avocado. Now this is a new michelada.
yeah, oh, it's so good too. It's, you know, it's have
You're an avocado crazy lady, huh?
I am. And just put a few little pieces of avocado. You don't have to put a lot, but it gives it a nice, you know, you don't have to cream it in, just so that it's in there. If you're gonna go savory, might as well go savory, right? And it's absolutely, if you want, you could add in some salt, which I like to do. Add in the salt. And then we're gonna add in the beer. So just use your favorite Mexican beer. I'm gonna use Modelo. Okay. And slowly, since we added in salt, slowly add in your beer. Oh yeah. This is happiness. This is going to be my drink, Tere.
Oh my gosh. With con uno de esos.
And then you can add your favorite hot sauce. Since I have my Pico Pica readily available, I'm just going to put a little bit over the top. That is my michi that I like to drink. Okay. So let me just take a drink and I'll tell you guys how it is.
You tell us, Nicole.
So good. It's so good.
You look like you needed that.
Right? I'm like, it's hot in here because of the oven, but now with my micha, everything's fine. Speaking of which, let me pull out the dip and let's see how it's going. Hold on one sec. I'll grab that for us. Let me just make room here. Yeah, I could use that. Okay. Again, thanks to everyone for joining us today. I really hope that you're going to make these little hors d'oeuvres. Okay. And look how pretty that is.
That looks amazing. bring out the sourdough. Here we come.
Right? This is our touchdown right here. It's still sizzling, so I don't want to disrupt it, but I'm going to scoop in a spoon so that you can see what it looks like on the inside. And again, it goes perfectly. It goes perfectly with the casero chips. But look at that. Okay, you see that avocado in there, and you can, it's just so good. So good. This is the perfect artichoke dip. You'll never not have it again without avocado and jalapeno in it, because this version is heaven. It really is. It's foodie heaven, I should say. But thank you so much, Tere. Thank you, Northgate.
Thank
for having
you.
us. Like, go LA.
Go
Even if we don't win, cheers to our city for going to the Super Bowl this year, and happiness with avocados and a vegetarian tailgate. Us vegetarians.
And we'll see you Saturday, because you're teaching us how to make the caballeros
Pobres. Yeah,
That
with a
looks
fruit salad, and
amazing.
we're also making a mocktail that day too. So we'll slip into Valentine mode on Saturday morning at 11 o'clock. And I think on Friday, there's a sopa station class.
Yes,
for
a sopa
Super Bowl as well.
station. And then tomorrow there's a class on chile queso fundido.
Oh,
So
that's
we have a bunch of classes gearing up for this weekend. So see you guys soon.
Yay, thank you. I'll see you soon, Tere. Bye.
Bye.